and you're getting angry and you're getting pent up and it's really pumping up.
Yeah.
So the day that they piss you off, like, and to piss off a people pleaser, it takes
a lot.
Oh my God.
Guys, this is something that I want to actually say. I'm not going to lie.
Me being friendly is not getting me anywhere. So now I have to be assertive. I'm tired. I'm tired of putting myself last. Hello, my wealthy and healthy people. Welcome back to another episode of Rose Corner. I'm your lovely host, Chloe Alexandra. And as I say in every episode, I bring the guest. Don't play with me. All right? Cool. So today, I say this every episode, but generally everybody that sits on my set is dear to my heart. Like I can't explain it. Season 1 is so important to me. So I had to have my nearest and dearest, people who supported me, family who loves me, and just anyone and above on my season 1. So anyone you see here, just know that they're real ones. And for today's episode, this lady works with me very closely at Haven Talk Studios, as you guys know. She is a young lady that is in her spiritual journey. She's very strong in her faith, and she's just so humble, fun, exciting. And I want you guys to see how much beautiful energy that she emits, and you guys are going to see it firsthand on this pod. So without further ado. English is not my first language. Wait, it's, but I can't speak it. But the guest for this episode is Erica.
Hey, that was such a lovely introduction.
You have to introduce the guest properly.
No, because that was given.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. So it's so funny because behind the scenes, she didn't know what the podcast was called yet.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it top secret until you get here. And she only
so this is for like everyone, like they only find out when they sit in these
seats.
Okay.
It's a new project. It's a top secret project.
Okay.
So until it goes live, until now you didn't know what it was called, right? And it's so convenient because as this lady walked into my studio, you wouldn't guess what she brought me. A bouquet of flowers.
It's actually good you didn't tell me.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's really giving.
It's God.
This is your moment.
It's meant to be. And this is why you're supposed to be on this chair today.
Guys, she deserves it.
I wasn't expecting, and Harry Rose too. I love Harry Rose, but I honestly wasn't expecting it. And I just want to say really thank you for like giving these flowers to me. I feel like I feel emotional. This one, hopefully, this episode's not gonna be emotional, but I do feel emotional. Like honestly, you contribute so much to my life, literally, physically, and like your energy. Anytime you're in the studio, is always
your energy too. We just bounce off each other.
Honestly, and I was like, yeah, she gets me. She has to be here. So thank you for the flowers.
You're welcome.
You know, they'll pop up throughout the episode, I must say. But yeah, thank you for the flowers.
You're welcome.
All right, so let's get started.
Second
question. This is why I was giggling because it's so funny. When was the first time you either gave or received flowers? And how did it make you feel in that moment?
When was the first? Wait, for both, like the first time
either or. So if you've given, great. If you haven't given but you've received, what experiences have you had?
Oh, the first time I received flowers was, I think, it was one of my birthdays. Okay. And I teared up because they're just so beautiful. Like, you know when you just...
I thought you debut. Like, what do you mean?
I used to... Because before I received flowers, I used to think it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But when you receive it, it's just
it's
like...
such like...
It's symbolic. It's like...
Yeah.
You gave them to me.
Yeah.
You're basically telling me I'm beautiful. And I know that already. But now it's like...
It's like extra confirmation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love it. I love the feeling. It.
Yeah, that experience. Yeah. And now I keep getting them. Because I love to receive flowers.
Yeah.
Disclaimer. Get me flowers. Get me flowers.
And thank you for giving me flowers.
You're welcome.
So this is obviously the most like recent time I've received them, and honestly, it just, as she said, it's symbolic. You gave them to me, and you said to me that, you deserve this. This is your moment. And it's so funny because whenever somebody is doing a passion project or whatever they do, you just do it because you want to do it, and because you're in the midst of it, you don't really get to sit in the moment and think about what you've done. And then when someone else gives it to you, it's like imposter syndrome. It's like, me?
You need people to actually allow you to see what you've done.
Yeah.
So I had to do it. But
Bless
you deserve
you.
it.
Thank you, my doll. Thank you.
What about you? I'm gonna ask that question back to you.
Oh, mine was not great. My story's a bit awkward. I've mentioned it once or twice, not in detail. Maybe today's the details one.
Raise myself.
So I had an ex, and the flowers was given on Valentine's Day.
Okay.
They should be.
As they should.
But I just felt like it was just all sloppy. It's like, okay, you came to meet me. It just looked like, you see when someone's rushing, oh, I forgot to get flowers, so let me go get the £10 flower for my
Is that what it really gave?
That's what it gave. And I was just like, you see the one with the water still dripping? And I was like, thanks. And I can still see a price tag.
Oh, men, take notes. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. If you know they're not good or you feel, just don't do it, and you can show it another way, another time.
I'm sorry that you went through that. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. We move. But it's nice to hear everyone's experiences. Some people say Mother's Day. Some people, you said birthdays. And I just think everyone's experience with flowers is very, very different, and they don't understand how important, even if it's that for that 5 minutes that you received it, that feeling is so exhilarating.
Yeah, it's just that feeling in that moment makes you feel great.
Exactly.
Don't get me, I don't really be taking care of my flowers after that.
But in that moment.
But the moment though,
it's good.
I love it. So keep giving me flowers.
Keep giving those flowers, guys, and I'm giving you your flowers because we're going to move into the interview part of the pod, and we're just going to get to know Erica a little bit more. Okay. So first of all, give a brief summary of who you are and what you're all about.
Okay, well, I'm Erica. I have a podcast called the Let's Be With Erica podcast.
Make sure you follow, subscribe.
Yes, tune in. You know, I hate this question because what can I say? Like,
what can't you say? You got a lot going on, man.
Yeah, podcasting. Obviously, I'm a uni student as well. You know, studying digital marketing.
Love that.
I'm a lover of Christ, and yeah, I just try to enjoy my life as I can. You know, life's too short for you to be stressed.
Exactly.
So do everything that you want to do now. And I am young, and I started my podcast young. So I think if I was to describe how I am, I just love doing everything now. If that makes sense. Like, I just love to make sure that if I have a passion, just do it now. Yeah. Don't think about the stress, just do it now.
Just start it.
Obviously, it's a process. You know, you have your emotions. But, I'm a go-getter.
Love that for you.
That's what I would say. I'm a go-getter.
I can see it. I can sense that energy. I can definitely sense that energy. So, one thing that sticks out about you, to me, is your faith at such a young age. And I say young age because people can grow up in the church but not have faith. Yeah. So, for you to be committed the way you are, was it always like that, or what was your testimony? When did it start?
It was not always like that. It was not always like that.
So when did you start being like a practicing Christian, and what?
Well, obviously, I've grown up in the faith. I grew up in the church. I'm actually a pastor's kid. So yeah, that experience was. I never had a really bad experience with church. Like, everything was good, but I would just go to church. Like, I wouldn't really. Like, I didn't really have relationship. I just did the practice, which is like going to church on a Sunday school, some events here and there. But I think it was when I hit college time, I was invited to a different church, and then they broke down what the faith actually meant. I was like, oh, I never knew that. Yeah. I never knew that. Yeah. Let me actually get into it. And then when I started to realize it's actually relationship, not religion, that's when I would say my faith actually that's where it started from. So yeah, I've always gone to church. I've always loved God, but like relationship wise, I don't think it was really there. I only knew tiny aspects of him, but I never got to experience it for myself.
And then it happened.
Yeah.
So you said you're a PK, pastor's kid.
Yeah.
A lot of people have different experiences, and I'd like to know a little bit about yours. How was it growing up as a? How was it?
Well, obviously for me, I didn't grow up a PK from the beginning. Okay. I became a PK's kid, I think, when I was like 10 or 11. The experience. Because when I hear other stories, I'm like, I get it, but thank God that wasn't me. But I would say it is kind of stressful sometimes because you can't really make mistakes because everyone's looking at you. Yes. You make a mistake and they literally end up calling you a devil's child. Like, you don't have an excuse to make a mistake like any other child would. Yeah. So that's probably one thing that I would say
was difficult.
That was difficult was what I experienced at the time. Obviously, it was fun, you get some privileges, like, can't chat to me anyhow because I just go tell my parents. Like, don't do that. But yeah, it was quite hard and you're also expected to do everything as well.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really get to, like, obviously I played the piano from young. I was playing the piano in church. I was doing this. I was serving at a young age, but I never really got to choose to do it. I was just expected to do it because if you don't do it, you're a pastor's kid. Come on.
Yeah.
So that's where I would say that's why I never really got the chance to have relationship because I was just too busy doing what a Christian does, but never had, actual,
So before you found yourself, so in the midst of being a PK to you practicing in your own right and having a relationship with God, did you have a rebellious stage at all? Like, because you were expected to do this, was there a point where you just like, I'm not doing this anymore? Like, I just want to be me. I want to live otherworldly. I want to do what everyone else does. Did you ever have a period of that?
My rebellious stage wasn't like the way I've heard other PKs, especially PKs.
Yeah, I've heard. I've heard,
Excuse
definitely.
me.
Yeah.
Like you be hearing stories. I did have my rebellious stage where like, I was the type of person, like, I wanted to be in the room with the bad guys, but I wouldn't really partake.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be there to say I was there. I
was there. I got some street cred.
Yeah, like, when everyone's talking about it after, like, I was there, but, like, I never really
took part.
That's why I would say it was good that I grew up in the church because I kind of had a little bit of fear that was installed in me at a young age to not entertain certain things. But I think as I got older... Because obviously your parents can't control you as much as there's only so much they could do. There was obviously a stage where, rebellion. Like I was, Tom, I was going to the library, but really and truly, I'm going to link this boy. Like I was so I did have my, stages where I was dibbling and dabbling, but by the grace of God, he redeemed me. Redeemed me. So my rebellious stage was very much like it wasn't crazy, but I definitely got to a point where I was like, I'm doing me. Like,
yeah.
I would still fake it though.
Okay.
I would go to church and still do what I had to do.
Yeah.
I'm not like, because some PKs they were fully in their truth. Like I'm done.
I'm done with it.
No,
yeah.
I was done behind the scenes. Like on a Sunday you didn't see that, but outside of that.
So I just want to stop the pod right there. Just to let you guys know that this podcast is powered by Haven Talk Studios. Podcasting, content creating studio based in East London, Bromley by Bow. For £25 an hour, you can all have access to 2 customizable sets that can be tailored to your type of content. So, to get 10% off your first booking, make sure you head over to their website, www.haventalks.co.uk. You follow them on Instagram, Haven Talk Studios, and you follow them on TikTok, Haven Talk Studios. And you purchase your first booking, 10% off using discount code RoseCorner10. So, if I was you, I'll get to clicking. Bye. Our theme this episode is people pleasing. Now I'm gonna
actually really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick out what you just said a little bit. So you said you'll fake it just to do what you're supposed to do. Were you doing it because you were supposed to do it, or do you do it because you knew that other people expected that from you? To keep appearances, to make sure you still look good in their light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just said yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you're a pastor's kid, like everyone's literally like you can't like, and don't get me wrong, when I was younger, I still had attitude. Like I was very, like you can't hide yourself completely. When you're put in certain situations, your characteristic is gonna come out. So there was moments where obviously I would talk back and blah blah, but I still like
you refrained from just going all the way. Was it a fear? Was it because you just didn't want to deal with it?
I think it was just literally just to please my parents, the church, because as a pastor's kid, there's an image that you're supposed to hold. Yeah. You represent the church in a way. The family represents the church. So, for example, I could be going through something. Like, I could be going through it mentally. But on a Sunday, I can't be going through it.
Wow.
You can't.
Yeah. You just... you're just cheesing.
You can't go through it. Like, you still have to pretend and please other people because... I don't know if that's...
So do you feel like there's no... Because I feel like it's a bit of a mental health thing as well. Do you feel like there's no... as much as people are in church to praise God and to keep up appearances in terms of their faith and everything like that, when it comes to specifically pastors' children, there's no space for any of that. There's no one to, do you feel isolated? There's no one to talk to. There's no one just to be like, listen, like, I want to be here today, but I have no choice but to be here this Sunday. You know?
I feel like if I'm to speak now in my current situation, because obviously now I've learned to grow my relationship with God, but I'm still a pastor's kid. Like, even though, I'm still a pastor's kid, and things, they still exist. There really isn't any support. The only support you have is your family in itself, because they understand what you're going through. But then sometimes it's hard, because if we're all going through the same thing, who's there that's to in a healed position to help you overcome it? It's like you're trauma bonding in a way. Yeah. Like, that's literally all.
So now that you have your own relationship with God, but obviously part of your identity is to be a PK. Are you more adamant or assertive in how you present yourself in the church or to people? Like, do you still paint yourself in a way for them, or do you come in as yourself?
Oh, now at first, when I did give my life to Christ properly and I started to grow and stuff, I was trying to be perfect, but then I started to realize it's all a facade. Yeah, it's an actual facade, not just even for pastors' kids, everyone in general. We need to stop pretending like everything's okay. Yeah. Like, it's actually okay. It's okay. And the church is actually there to be a hospital to help, your soul. Heal you. Yeah. But we all come in here pretending like we're all okay. It's like walking into a hospital and you don't have any sickness. Why are you here? Yeah. The only reason, not saying that you should only go to church if you're sick, but like in general, we all go through stuff. Yeah. So I think as of right now, I'm definitely very bold in how I am. Obviously, there's still some things I'm like, I still have to keep the image just for the sake of the church, but yes, just, I don't know.
So like, have you done things like, have you changed churches? Do you go to the same church as you did before? When you follow this path, are you on a new energy? Like, sometimes starting any new era is a fresh start. Did you start fresh in anything?
Well, when I did, obviously, like I mentioned before, my friend invited me to a different church, and that's when I understood God for myself. And then I had a stage where I left my parents' church to go to that church, but then I'm back now. I'm back in my parents' church. Okay, I'm back. But yeah, I definitely had to escape that place.
What, the friend's church?
No.
Your parents' church?
My parents' church. Yeah. Only because I couldn't be me. I think what actually made me want to begin my relationship with God is because I was in a place where, like,
no one knew you for what you
I could just be me. Yeah. Like, I could actually just be me without someone expecting, like, you can't be like that. You need to be perfect. You need to behave yourself. You need to, like, I didn't have that space. So, yeah, I did have a moment where I left, but I'm back. It's a lot. It's actually a lot.
Do you feel like, even though you have this relationship with God, you as Erica, it's hard. It's a process to get to where you need to get to. But from before you found yourself with God and now, how do you feel like you represent yourself in the church?
Okay, I would say as of right now. This is a really deep question.
And if you haven't changed,
no, I have.
Okay,
this is a very deep question.
Ooh, I didn't mean to go that deep. If you want to sprinkle. You want to give us a little something?
Lol.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would say the way I represent myself now is just honest.
Yeah.
Not with just myself, but with everyone.
Yeah.
Because now, not that I'm very open to correct you, but I'm open to correct you. Because let's stop being fake. Like, let's actually be real. So now, for example, I'll give an example. Like, I would, obviously, I'm very bold with my faith now. So even the people in the church, they can see the difference. But now I'm very much like, what you're doing is wrong. Like, even adults. Because I think one thing that was hard for me to kind of...
And it's growing, it's aging as well.
Yeah. And also just... When you're in the church, when you grow up in African church,
yes,
respect your elders, respect your elders every day. Every day, respect your elders.
Yeah.
But you're actually in the wrong.
Yeah, you're wrong. And you don't have to disrespect them. It's just like, no auntie or no uncle, what you said I don't agree with because of A, B, C, and D.
Yeah, me correcting you is not me disrespecting you. Yeah. It's actually just me telling you the truth. And we can both help each other on that. So I would say right now, the way I represent myself, I'm very raw. Obviously, even that, I'm still learning to hush my mouth.
Choose your battles.
Yeah, pick your weapon.
Yeah.
Pick your weapon.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, just very raw, very honest, and just trying to make the church progressive now. Just, well, let's switch up now.
Yeah.
Like,
I have a question for you.
yeah.
I'm going off script slightly, but I just want to know your opinion on this.
Okay.
Opinions. It's about churches, and there's a lot of segregation in churches. Like you can see it within culturally. There's African churches, there's white churches, there's Caribbean churches. Why do you think that segregation is there? And do you think there's a path where we can have more blended churches? Because we all believe in the same God. I understand culturally, it could be harder because it could be like a language thing, but essentially we are worshipping the same God. We have the same religion. Where's the happy medium, and how can we start having churches where we can have more of a blended community?
That's a good question. And even what you said, if it was a language thing, to me it would be okay. But I think that's not the case. I think the problem is that churches have started to bring in culture into churches, which has led to the segregation. And that's not what you're supposed to do.
That's not what you're supposed to do.
We, like you said, we all believe in the same God. We all believe in the same thing, the same Bible, the same everything. But why is it
like that?
Yeah, definitely because of the culture. And culture should not be mixed with the Bible.
Exactly.
It should not be mixed. Like, and that's something that I even learned with my church now that I'm being raw. Like, guys, you guys can't be doing that. Like,
at all.
You can't. Even the respecting your elders thing. Like, I know it's a culture thing to not talk back or to not say, even to speak to elders in a certain way. Yeah. But when it comes to the
what's fact, what's right and what's wrong.
What the Bible says, there's no such thing as elders this, elders that. The Bible is the truth. And if I have to give it to you, I'm going to give it to you.
100.
Regardless of how old you were.
What tribe you came from.
You know?
Yeah.
So... yeah, that is a very good...
yeah,
I believe it needs to be blended.
It needs to be blended, you know?
Because there's supposed to be diversity in the church.
It's so segregated. It's always, in my lifetime, it's always been that way.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
You know, you'll go to Catholic churches, a majority of the time it's white people. You go, you know, the African churches. You know, I've not been to a Caribbean church, to be fair, but you know it's out there. West Indian churches, and it's just like, it would be nice because like you grow up with different types of people. When you go to church, you want to see that blend as well. The people that you grow up with, and maybe there's an opposite side to the argument. I don't know, but I definitely agree with what you're saying anyway. So so let's move on from the churchy stuff. Let's talk about Erica a little bit more. Okay. So you have a podcast. Let's be real with Erica. How's the journey been like for you?
It's been a journey.
It's been a ride.
It's been a journey. It's been a journey. I don't even know how to answer that question because it's actually been a journey.
As a solo podcaster, I'm a new in this solo podcasting game. So for your journey,
let me even adjust myself because I got stories.
Honestly,
but, you know,
how has it been in terms of like organizing your episodes, finding guests, figuring out the topics? What has postponed your journey? What challenges have you? There's a bit of everything.
Sorry, because it's actually been a journey, guys. It's been a journey.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm actually sorry.
Yeah.
I don't think you understand. You know, when I came here, new chapter.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
Because how it was before, I don't know what to tell you.
A bit of a background story. So Erica started working with us a couple months ago.
My God.
And she wanted to start fresh.
Yeah.
Obviously new setting, new quality, you know, good vibes.
We level up.
That's
the
right.
Talk studio.
Praise God. And I had a couple glimpses of your old episodes.
Did you?
A little bit, not too much. I won't actually go in and read it. I must say I put my hands up, not too much. But your episodes going up with what you recorded with me anyway, because I edit them. Definitely watch them. But just by having a glimpse at it, big difference.
Oh, 100%.
Big difference in terms of like even the way you carry yourself.
Yeah.
new persona.
Yeah.
So what got you starting to, what was the push that made you want to start a podcast? The first couple episodes, or the first, when you first started, what did you do differently to now? Like, give us a little something. Come on, girl.
Okay, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
So obviously, I have always wanted to start a podcast.
Yes.
But the thing that was stopping me was obviously fear.
Mm-hmm.
A bit, nervous of starting.
Daunting.
It's very daunting.
It is,
you see a scene, you're scoping the scene, you're seeing the faces. I'm like, how can I compete with that?
Yeah.
You know, let's actually be real.
Mm-hmm.
But then obviously, because my podcast is a faith-based podcast, there was an actual friend that I had that she was always on my heart. Like she doesn't know this, but she's on my heart. She's always been in my heart. And then she went a different path, and it did hurt me because then I felt in that moment, because obviously.
Oh, were you doing the podcast together?
No.
Oh, okay.
In general, like, because I'm talking about, like, faith-wise.
Oh, faith-wise. Yeah, okay.
She went a different path, and it just that moment I was just like, Erica, you're just sitting down, just start your podcast.
Yeah.
This is why you need to speak, because if you don't speak, who is going to speak? You know. So that's actually what made me start my podcast, like to actually get up and do it.
Yeah.
I've always had it in my heart. The Lord has always put it in my heart, but yeah, just that fear thing. But you have to get over that.
Yeah.
Don't be scared. If you feel like you have to start something, just start.
Just start. Everything new is scary. Just start it.
Start it. And also, what I just always have in my mind is tomorrow's actually not promised. Even I'm learning that now. Even with this studio, it's a journey.
Yeah. I'm
not really consistent with my podcast and stuff like that. Like, even when I'm starting now, I have so many guests lined up.
Yeah.
But I'm still going through that phase of, but I need to keep reminding myself tomorrow's not promised. Tomorrow's not promised.
Yeah.
Record your episode.
Yeah. Just do it.
Just do it.
Yeah.
So that's what made me actually start it. And then the first episode, you know when you're just in your own world, like everything's going well, but you're very naive.
Okay.
To the process. You're very naive to what you're actually getting yourself into.
Right.
And when I mean by that, I mean, like, you can get a bit excited.
But you haven't done the research.
You haven't done your research.
Yeah.
You're not really careful of who you're bringing onto your podcast.
No vetting. So
I kind of went through that, you
went rogue.
Yeah, it was good, but you have one thing. This is just a tip for everyone. Just whatever you start, like whatever project you start, treat it like your baby.
Yes.
No one can touch your baby. No one can play with your baby. Treat it like your baby. Because if the wrong person comes,
you can just scatter everything. I don't think people understand. Yes, we say just start, but just start with knowledge backing it. Do your research in anything, whether it's a business pod, whatever. Yeah. Do your research. Understand if you're going to bring anyone in, know who that person is. Because one thing can ruin it. When I say treat, as Erica said, treat it as your baby, it's not a joke. Because only a baby grows.
Learn. You listen when you're dead.
You know?
You don't. You will listen when you're dead.
Yeah. So you're saying that when you started your pod, you started with the negative inspiration from a friend that took a different path and that inspired you to start your pod.
Yeah.
Then you started it and you don't feel like you were vetting properly. It wasn't
like, don't get me wrong, it was good on the outside.
Yeah.
People won't know.
Yeah.
On the outside it was good. But because obviously when you bring guests and you start involving different people, you can allow people to influence your mind and for you to forget the vision that you actually have for your project.
Yeah.
And it can demotivate you.
Yeah.
It really can, and it did. Like, I'm not joking, guys. When I came here, you chapter knew me. Because before that, I was really like, I think I'm done, or like, this might not be what I'm called for. But yeah, it's definitely been a journey.
Just sitting here with you is such a release because I'm doing what I want to do.
It's liberating.
Yeah. I've never done what I want to do. It was always off the back of, okay, but I need to do it with, or I have to do it with someone, or do you understand? Yeah. So it feels like this is my ship and I'm running it, because 2023 showed me how much people took the piss. People didn't value my kindness. people, you hated my guts. You must hate me because there's no reason to treat me, especially like the last couple of years. The way you're acting is just ridiculous, and I don't need to explain anything to you. There's some people that you explained everything you explained to, some people that you partially explained to, and there's people that you don't need to say a word, even if they reach out to you. I'm not saying nothing to you.
You don't owe them.
I don't owe you anything. I'm not saying nothing. And this is not directly directed to anybody. It's just the way I feel right now. My morals, my principles have evolved. Before, I'd be doing compromise.co.uk. Oh, you know, maybe if because we for the friend. But you know what I mean? Feeling that. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm tired. So if you see this side of the coin with me now, you don't like it, well, you're just going to have to lump it, mate. And it is what it is. You know? So.
That's some real stuff.
That's some real stuff. So we're going to cut this little interview part short because I got a game for you.
Hey, I love games!
I just want to stop the pod right there to let you guys all know that this podcast is powered by Haven Talk Studios. You see the jumper? You see the microphone? Haven Talk Studios. Content creating studio based in East London, Bromley by Bow, starting from £25 an hour. You can't beat that anywhere else, baby. We have 2 sets, one of them fitting up to 6 people and the other one fitting up to 4 people. 2 sets that have completely different aesthetic, so it's tailored to you specifically. So if you're interested in the studio and want to know more, make sure you follow them on Instagram at Haven Talk Studios, on TikTok, Haven Talk Studios, and go on their website, www.haventalks.co.uk. I don't know if any of you guys picked out the theme for today. I think I've already mentioned it, but the theme today is how people make you feel and how you treat people. Overall, the theme is people pleasing throughout. So we're playing most likely.
Ooh,
okay.
I love
and
games.
well, the indicators that we're most likelying is people pleasers versus assertive people.
Okay.
Right? So people pleasers, you know what that is. Assertive people who like own their shit, know what they're doing. So
interesting.
Right. Who is most likely?
Wait, explain. Is this like, am I telling you you're the one who's most likely or me?
No, you're gonna say who is most likely. So I'm gonna say a statement and you're gonna say people pleaser or assertive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
Right. So who is most likely to survive alone on a desert island? A people pleaser or an assertive person?
Assertive person.
Do I agree? Yeah, I agree. Who is most likely to steal someone's lunch?
To steal someone's lunch.
A people pleaser?
A people pleaser, yeah.
Yeah? Why do you say that?
Only because the most reasons why people do that is to get everyone to look at them and be like, yeah, I just done that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Who is most likely to be on the news for being involved with a scam? Think about the scenario.
Yeah, because
how did they get found out? I'm torn with this one.
I actually don't know. Maybe a people pleaser.
I think an assertive person.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think someone assertive can
justify that reason.
Right. So who's most likely to be on the news for being involved in a scam? I think because an assertive person would be like head of that heist, innit?
True.
Yeah.
That's true. That's what I was thinking as well. But I was like,
I'm a bit torn because it could be a people pleaser because they did something really stupid for the sake of someone else, or it could be an assertive person if they did what they did, but their pack around them are people pleasers and they got ratted out or something like that. So yeah, I'm a bit torn in that one. That's 50-50 for me.
I would go for people pleaser.
Okay, cool. And the last one, who is most likely to regularly check on an ex's Instagram?
An assertive person. Because these assertive people, don't let them fool you. Okay? You think, they done that, they're standing on business, and they're not. Because on their burner account, i.e. me, I am checking what you're doing. Sorry. And I'm assertive. So.
Assertive?
Yeah.
Okay, Cool. We'll leave that. Leave it as.
I don't know why I really came.
You really came for them. We'll leave it at that, and we'll go to the main topic.
Okay.
The main topic. The title of this topic is "Break Me Out the Shackles of People Pleasing."
Oh yeah, please break me.
Break me out.
Yeah.
Right. So, I'll give you a bit of backstory.
Okay.
I feel definitely that I was, or unlearning, how to be a people pleaser. I'm a self-aware babe.
Yeah.
I can definitely say that for myself. I've come from I think people pleasing comes from trauma.
Yeah.
Because you don't start off as a people pleaser, do you? Your personality grows over time. And it really just depends how you deal with that trauma. It's like someone who's done something bad. You either become a person who doesn't do that thing again, or you become the abuser, or whatever the case is. You see that all the time. So when it comes to people pleasing, you either become one or you don't. Yeah. And for me, I feel like I lean towards that. Encompasses with a lot of emotions. So this is gonna sound so flipping deep, and I wasn't planning on it being deep, but it is. I think my assertiveness, my people pleasingness started off on how people saw me. I've always been Chloe. I've always been like this, fun, loving, cheerful. I am a marshmallow. Do you know what I mean? I've never changed who I was, but stereotypically, the way I am viewed, unfortunately, is in a negative light. Whether I want to accept it or not, the way society targets tall, black, dark skin, plus size women, it's not positive. So from making friends, from being targeted, like little things, I could be on the bus and an argument might arise and someone might tap me into that. Like I've been on literally, like someone will just say, yeah, like I get wrapped into the most wildest shit.
Wait,
I tell you,
I was trying to think.
We'll go into it. Like we'll go into it, but it's just like negativity just tends to follow me.
Oh,
and so
wow.
and then people
break that.
You break that now. But
that.
people might say, be like, well, are you the common denominator? No. I'm just literally talking about just be existing, and someone just coming for me. I remember one time.
This is getting deep.
Yeah, this is getting. Don't feel sorry for me, guys. I'm just telling you stories. I'm over it. I don't care anymore. But I remember one time it was after college. I'm 17, 18, something like that. After college, we went to see one of my friends' boyfriends in like, Woolwich. Anyway, Woolwich.
Of course, in Woolwich.
One Nigerian bar. So I can't remember what it was, but it was one Nigerian pub or something like that. And me and my two other friends were just chilling. So it was three of us. One girl was the one that had the boyfriend. But we knew the other guys that were there. But we were just chilling, man. They bought us food. I was eating my suya and I was just like, minding my business. They were playing music. They were playing pool. I was watching them play pool. Now just watching with my eyes that God gave me. There was no qualms where my eyes were going. This guy had not the boyfriend, one of the friends that were there, had the nerve to stop his game.
Not the stop
the game. Walk to me, like take his two bended short kneecaps over to me and say, "Can you stop looking at me, please?" I would do it again because I was so dumbfounded. I'm like,
you are not the main character.
You are not the main character here. You're 5'4". You wear size 3 shoes.
You are not the star of the show.
You're not.
Calm down.
Calm the heck down. And I knew he didn't need to tell me why he was targeting me. He didn't need to tell me that. I already knew why he was telling me doing that. The reason why he was like, you need to think about it. I'm sitting here watching. My friend who's sitting next to me is watching the same game that I'm watching. She is more stereotypically pleasing to the eye, stereotypically, because I think
you're lame. Look at.
I think I'm absolutely not.
Pause for a second, sister. Braids, the face card, the earrings. Are you mad?
Like I think I'm.
Period.
Like, people might listen. I'm an acquired taste, right? So people might like.
No, you're lame.
Thank you. But let's be real. People might like you. People might not like you. Yeah. But me, I have a bit of delusion on my head as well. So sometimes I walk into the room, I think I'm fucking Beyonce. But
no, but you are.
You have to believe in it.
You are. I am too.
But stereotypically, in that moment, I knew this is. But at that time, I wasn't confident in who I was. I was still insecure. I still was finding my beauty and everything like that. So I definitely felt like the ugly friend. why are you coming for me? Do you know what I mean? And in that moment, like a fucking dickhead, because I was a soft fool, I went to go and be like, sorry. Just because I wanted it to go away. I know when I was walking home, I was thinking, God, what the fuck's wrong with you?
You know what the hell? How did I just... You could just redo that scene again.
But in that moment, I didn't know how to deal with it. If it was my friend next to me, she would have been like, who the fuck are you talking to? You get But I just wanted it to go. So this is only one story of many, but it was very easy for me to say, okay, sorry. Like I will say sorry to someone, just stop talking. I don't want to hear it. Or okay, cool, it's my fault, and I'll leave it and I'll let it go. Or I will inconvenience myself just to make you happy. As long as I'm not the center of that negative situation, I'm okay. And that was my pattern in relationships. That was my pattern in friendships and a little bit of family stuff. Do you know what I mean? And it's only now at 27 that I'm absolutely tired of it. It only takes the person to realize that for themselves. So yes, it might have taken me 27 years, but at least I got here.
What do you think allowed you to get to that turning point?
It's so funny because there's different triggers. 2023 was a shit year, but in the past 5 years, it's been fucking shit. Do you know what I mean? Excuse me. Oh, on my pod, I can say what I want. Just want to head on. Motherfucker.
Sorry.
Excuse my language.
Sorry.
I'm frustrated. No, what got me to that point? I think it was just a series of events.
Yeah.
Like, I had an ex that cheated on me, and then you see when you like put all your heart and soul. So at least when it ends, apologize. At least when it ends, try.
Do that.
It just ended, and I haven't heard from him since. That in my head, I don't care anymore. Trust and believe. Trust and believe.
But like,
I don't give a heck. That happened, and that really affected me. And I say this story continuously. It's not because you're on my mind. I generally don't care. But it was such a pivotal. I'm so happy that situation happened.
You know, sometimes you need it.
I needed it to happen. Like, I thank you, honestly, for it happening because it changed me so much. I am so grateful for that friendship because I'm not gonna lie, I learned so much. Positive and negative. But when that ended the way it did, it showed me how people can actually be. Do you understand? And it showed me that not everyone's gonna love you like the way you love them. Yeah. Or people understand love differently.
That's so real.
For me, love is like, okay, we've argued, but if the love is still there, let's see what we can do to fix it. But some other people can be like, we can be friends for donkeys, but you disrespect me once and that's it. I didn't disrespect anyone, but that's it. So it showed me how people can care for me. So in that year alone, I had my ex broke up. I broke up with my ex. I had a really bad friendship breakup, and then COVID nearly licked me off that year. Not quite literally. I got really ill with COVID. I nearly went to the hospital. I got nearly real ill with COVID.
After all this, and you're standing?
I'm standing.
You see?
I'm standing.
Right here, period.
But literally, I could have let go of the situation so much earlier, and I didn't realize it. So that was point number 1 for me. I had to have a conversation with my remaining friends and say, listen, what happened in that situation will not happen here. Amen. You cannot force me to go to things I don't want to go to. If I say no, respect it. If you ask me why and I give you a reason why, if you feel like, God, but this, okay, you can talk to me about it. But if I made my mind on something, just respect it and leave it alone. Because I felt like in the relationship I was in and in the friendships, because there was more than one friendship breakup I was in, I couldn't speak my mind.
And this is so good because one thing I'm even learning now in my stages as well is like, you need to have the conversation. Have the conversation.
I've never had a conversation with a friend before like that until that situation happened.
To have the conversation, because even if you leave
you have to set boundaries.
If you leave it, trust me, you're gonna reap what
you have to set boundaries. And that moment just matured me so much because I've never had like a conversation with friends and say, listen, you saw what happened with this. Don't try and do that rubbish here because I'm not about that life anymore. If I say no, it's no. If I say this, it's this. Do you understand? And I respect it vice versa. And that was it. And that's what's helped me maintain my friendship so far. Because at that point, I started to set boundaries.
And it's good because you can see that you've learnt from...
100%.
The bad patterns. And you
can 100%.
The fruits now.
Yeah.
You're literally learning as you're going and you're seeing what actually works for you.
Exactly.
It's part of life.
And then where I am now, it's like I feel like I've hit the ultimate level now. Like this past 4 years has been so strenuous, but such a journey, and I've hit the peak now, and no one can tell me nothing. There's always growing, but when it comes to people pleasing, I'm not doing it anymore. Like little things, like I'll be at work and the manager's done something wrong, but they'll blame me and I wouldn't defend myself. It got to the stage where I wasn't defending myself. So now,
this is not even like and this is something that, unfortunately, a lot of people, they don't want to.
They don't want to
admit. But
they don't want to admit because they don't want to seem weak.
These problems, they don't just happen in your friendships.
No.
They show up in every part of your life.
Every part of
you look into yourself and like, what am I not doing?
Every part of your life. I still struggle with it. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. You know,
it's still a journey.
It's still a journey, but it's just like it was just creeping into my life too much. It triggered anxiety. It was too much, and I was just tired of always putting my head in the sand. And I had to realize that me behaving this way, me acting this way, me acting this way was making me feel and seem weak to others. And I'm not weak. I'm not. I refuse to be. In my heart, in my delusional mind,
you are not.
I'm not.
You're only as weak as you make yourself.
Exactly. But in those moments, it's just like, Chloe, you could have done better.
Yeah.
So I am dealing with conflict more head on. I don't deflect anything anymore.
Oh.
If you want to come to me with bullshit,
come correct.
You're getting it. You're come correct. You
correct.
Want the energy? I'm giving it to you.
Don't come around the corners. Come correct.
Come correct. So if you've got something to say to me, I'm happy to hear what you say. Talk to me with respect. I'll talk to you. My thing is that I'm not arguing. I'm not coming in with all guns blazing. Do you understand? I'm not doing none of that. But it's just more to, I've matured.
Yeah.
So if you want to speak to me, come to me correct. Because I didn't like
this. Let's deal with this.
Let's deal with the situation.
Let's talk like adults.
Exactly. So that's my journey. That's just a brief overview of my journey of people pleasing and how it's making me feel now. And I'm slowly becoming an assertive person. But for yourself, from your stories of being a PK and having to be one way and everything like that, do you see yourself as a people pleaser?
Right now, I pray that I'm not.
Okay.
But I'm still learning. I'm dealing with it because I used to be a person that seeked validation a lot. Like I really seek validation, and one thing that I'm actually realizing that I think all of you should do is to go back. What's the root of this? Like you said, most of it is because of trauma.
Yeah.
It's from your childhood.
Yeah.
And that's it doesn't come out of nowhere.
It doesn't come out of nowhere.
It actually is the environment that you grew up in. Really,
when I was in primary school, when I was in primary school, I was severely bullied just because of how I looked. I was always the tallest one there. My dad's 6'3". What do you flipping expect? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I was always made to be chosen last. So you want to be accepted by others. Do you know what I mean? So when you're always chosen last, when you're always disrespected, when you're always embarrassed, you choose one way. You choose to be either assertive, aggressive, or people pleaser. And unconsciously, I chose to be that, which was horrendous. Was a terrible choice. But I had no one to really guide me in what that was. It took 27 years. And unfortunately, this is a solo journey. I haven't spoken to anyone about it. But I know how I felt. I felt tired. I felt exhausted.
Why do you feel like you haven't spoken to anyone about it?
Because she's paying for therapy. That's number one. Not that I don't agree with it. I just think it's hella expensive.
Why am I paying for my mental health?
It's like, well, what?
The trauma came for free. Yeah. So give me the healing for free.
Literally. I don't think
so funny.
My family understood my mental health until they saw me break down. When they saw me break down, they were like, right, they pay for the therapy sessions. But they were like, all right, there's actually something going on here. And it's not like I never believed mental health, because as a Nigerian, you're taught like a mad person.
Mental health, what?
What's mental health? A mad person means that they're running outside screaming, and that's it.
Yeah, that's what mental health
is. So if you're not mad running outside screaming, you're fine. So I literally program my mind to think, I'm okay.
Yeah, you're good.
And so one very faithful day, I can't remember what triggered me. It could be the littlest thing to trigger me. I've never had a panic attack before either. I don't know what that is until this moment. I couldn't breathe. I was just confused. I was angry. I was just like, I can't remember what situation was, but I was just tired. I was like, why does this always happen to me? I'm always nice to you. I didn't tell you what you did at that time. You've done this, and this to me. And it's just like, there's no reason for you to treat me this way. Do you know what I mean? And I just couldn't understand why this pattern kept on happening. And why? Because it goes on to the next section, which is called unpopular opinion. And I absolutely agree with this opinion. I found this opinion online. Can the people pleaser be an enabler of being to someone's being toxic? 150,000%.
Yeah.
Every situation I was in, I created that monster. I don't take full blame because the person is who they are, but I enabled their behavior.
Yeah.
I never corrected them. Mind you, at that point, I'm one of the closest people to them. I didn't correct them.
This is deep.
I let them do what they want to do. I lived with their behavior. I was too afraid of. I tolerated everything. So how is that person gonna know what they're? I mean,
they don't need to, because the environment allows them. It permits them to be who they are.
And they do. And also, you're affecting yourself. You're causing trouble for yourself, because either way, you're still storing in the back of your mind. Oh, they did that on May 3rd, 2020 this. And they did this on the July 18th of 2020 that. Do you get it? You're storing all of this stuff.
My God, this is
and you're getting angry. And you're getting pent up. And it's really pumping up.
Yeah.
So the day that they piss you off, like, and to piss off a people pleaser, it takes a lot. Oh my God.
Guys, this is something that I want to actually say. I'm not gonna lie to you, because this is something that I'm dealing with now in terms of, I used to be a people pleaser, and I'm at a stage where I'm fighting that now, because I'm not just sitting in it, I'm fighting it. But now that I'm now speaking up, people are looking at me like,
what's going on?
No.
I've never seen the side of you.
It took a lot for me to get to. I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm not trying to come for you. You've done this. You created this.
You've been doing it.
You've actually done this.
Yeah.
So that is, what you just said there, say that to people in the back. Because now that I'm actually exploding, it's not because it just, obviously, we need to take accountability that I should have spoken up earlier. But, bro, all of this that's coming out now, you done this.
Yeah. You did it. You did it, or someone else did it. I'm just tired of people's bullshit. And I'm at the stage where I'm pissed.
Yeah.
I'm tired of people taking advantage of me. Taking too much wahala from people. I'm very self-aware, and I can put my hands up for what I've done wrong. But you have no right to come to me and chat shit. I'm not answering you. I'm not answering you anymore.
Not right now.
Right now.
Because I've been hearing you for the past how long?
Yeah. I'm not doing it.
It's my turn now.
So if it sounds selfish, fine. If I sound defensive, fine. Right now, I'm living in my truth. You want to see who I really am? When I talk to myself in the mirror about situations, Chloe, motherfucker, you should have said this. This is, you're seeing the mirror, Chloe.
Lord.
You're seeing everything. You know? Bring it to me. I'm ready. Because clearly, me being nice, me being friendly, is not getting me anywhere. So now I have to be assertive. I'm tired. I'm tired of putting myself last. I'm tired. It's actually getting me emotional because I don't want to cry. I'm tired of putting myself last.
This is so real.
Are you getting teary too?
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
No, we're not doing it. I'm not doing it. I've never cried on camera. Ew, this is disgusting.
Nah, I can't cry.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm tired of putting myself last. It's exhausting. It really, really is. And I honestly didn't think that this subject would actually make me feel this way.
Really?
No. I'm going fucking deep. You guys have seen different side. This is deep. And I'm not even telling you the whole thing. It's because I'm just reliving all of these things that people keep doing to me, because like what it's done, it's made me like numb. I don't feel much anymore.
And I think this is the problem. I'm so sorry to bring it back to the faith thing. But this is the problem with just humans in general. We expect so much from others. When everyone is broken. Everyone is broken.
Everyone's tapped.
And when you're doing everything that you can, a broken person doing everything that a broken person can for another broken person, that's always gonna hurt you. And when the hurt comes, it's like, and that's why, like, guys, like, whatever you believe in, just
go. I don't even know what to say.
No one can fill the void. Nobody can fill the void but God. That's why now, obviously, I used to be a people pleaser, but now I'm at a stage where, like, even if you hurt me, my identity and my value, it doesn't come from you. Because if it does, thank God it doesn't.
Yeah.
Because if it does, I'll be done.
And it's so funny because I'm going to mention this friend one more time. She taught me something that always stuck to me. So yeah, don't say it doesn't take. I know you're watching, so let's not be negative, babe.
No one supported.
You know, but she did teach me something, and it was like, find your power bar.
Yeah.
What gives you life?
That's so good.
At the time, we were young, and she would say things like my friends and my family, which is natural.
Yeah.
Those people that make you happy, your power bar. But we failed to mention ourselves. At the time, I was like, yeah, the things that make me happy is my friends. I was just following, you know. I was easily influenced by other people's opinion. But I wasn't happy with myself.
Yeah.
And now I can definitely say now that power, that thing that makes me happy, you have to be like, it sounds so corny and cliche, but you actually have to love yourself.
No,
you actually have
I'm telling you, even if obviously what you went through was not okay.
Yeah.
But even if a perfect person comes to you, you're still going to feel the way you feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're still going to feel the way you feel because you don't love yourself. You have to love yourself.
Inside and out, every ounce of yourself. Every ounce of yourself.
You have to.
You know?
Because if you don't, that's why
when you love yourself, you're able to defend yourself. You're able to think clearly.
Yeah. And you'll
be more assertive of who you are.
What you deserve. You know, there's a standard when it comes to me.
Yeah.
Because I love myself. So I wouldn't even treat myself that way. So I can't allow you to treat me that way. And that's the problem.
That's the point.
Because people are accepting things that they accept themselves. That's why. But if you loved yourself, I promise you the situation wouldn't have even occurred because you wouldn't have even allowed it to get I'm even talking to myself.
Yeah.
I'm not just preaching, but I'm talking to myself.
You would have allowed it.
Most times, like, I used to always blame the individual, but it's like you allowed it. Cool. The first hit, calm. But once it repeats again and you still allow yourself to stay in that situation,
it's all you.
Why did you allow it? And that's why it all comes back to you.
It's accountability. In every situation, breakups, friendship breakup, I understand my role in what happened. Some more than others, but I understand the role, my role in that. And you have to realize that. I know what I did. I was an enabler. I let you think it was okay to treat me this way. That's my input in this situation. Because it wouldn't have gotten here if you knew who the fuck I was. No, but you didn't, because I never fought back. In anything, I just let it slide. And my idea of letting it slide is like, you know, I'm cool. Don't worry, I'm a cool girl. I let it slide. No, I was doing it because I was protecting myself. How to stop being a people pleaser? How does that look like for you?
For me, first of all, is finding you. Finding who you are. Who are you? Like, and really and truly, us humans, we need validation. We need it because that's just, we need not that you need someone to tell you who you are, but like it does encourage you, but it's who it's coming from. And for me, it comes from the Lord. When you find out who your identity is in God, nobody can tell you anything. If they tell you something that's different to that, you already know that's not for you. So the first thing that you need to do is, who am I? What is my identity? What does God say about me? What does God say that I am? He says that I am beautifully and wonderfully made. So no one can tell me that I'm ugly. Even social media, they can't tell me that. Because God even was there before you were here. God was there before social media was there. God was there before that man was there. God was there even before your parents were there. Because sometimes our parents do the hurting. So if the Creator is telling me that I am beautifully and wonderfully made, that I am a royal priesthood, that I am this, that I am that, anything that's outside of that, I already know it's wrong. Because how can, for example, it's like Bill Gates. What did he create, sorry? Microsoft. You can't tell, you can't tell Bill Gates anything about Microsoft. He knows it. He created it. So if anyone else tries to say, oh no, this is Microsoft, you can't say nothing. You can't say anything because he said it. So if anything happens to Microsoft, the person that you want to go to is the manufacturer.
Yeah. The person who created it.
So it's the same way that I look at things. Like, if anything is wrong with me, I look to God. God, is there anything that's wrong with me? What's going on? If I'm sad, why is that the case? He can tell me why I'm sad. It's because you did this and you did that. You put your love in that man when you shouldn't have. You should have put your love in me. So when you understand that and you focus on the creator, the one who created you, you won't be like, a lot of us were like iPhones going to a Samsung store to get restored, to get fixed. But that Samsung store cannot fix you because it didn't make you. Apple did.
Yeah.
So if anything goes wrong, you go to Apple. So it's finding your identity, and you can only do that by understanding who created you and asking the creator, who am I? Who is Chloe supposed to be?
Exactly. And I want to speak to the people who probably don't follow any religion at all, and they're just thinking of what's the practical steps of, not saying that faith is not a big biggie, it's a biggie for me, but there's some people that just doesn't follow anything. What do I need to do right now? Like, what can I physically do? I'm exhausted. And the first thing is, any change that you want to make starts with you. You need to be ready for that change. If you want to lose weight, you have to be mentally ready to lose weight. If you want to not be a people pleaser, you have to be ready for it. And sometimes it takes a trigger, something needs to happen for you to do it, or sometimes you naturally just say, you know, today's the day I want to stop. Whatever that is for you, that's fine. And I feel like the difference is between a smart person and a wise person. Which one are you? And when I say that, I'll give you a metaphor. Think of a power socket, a power socket, just like any plug, right? If there's water in it, it will spark, right? A smart person will put their finger in it and be like, that stung me. I'm electrocuted. I'm not going to do that again. But a wise person will see the smart person being stung and be like, yeah, I'm not going to go near it. I'm not doing that. I'm not going near that. And that's the difference between being smart and being wise. Choose which one you want to be. Choose. For me, I had to get stung. And it took me to be abused. I would say, when I think back, I was abused for 20 plus years for me to understand that this is wrong. But you cannot be like me and be a bit more wiser and say, today's the day I'm going to stop. I don't want to be like Chloe. I don't want to be like those people who go through this. It starts
with you, because a lot of us, even me, like, you just, because obviously when you're hurt, people obviously do the hurting. So you're just in a place where you're just like, if my dad didn't do this, if this person. But sometimes they're not going to be able to do it for you. They can't do the healing for you. You actually have to, you didn't deserve it. But now the question is, what are you going to do about it? Am I going to just wait for people to do what they've always done to me, which is to change who I am? Or am I going to stand up and say, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be the person that dictates what I'm going to be. Because this whole time you've been allowing other people to dictate who you are. Now you're going to do that. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up.
Stand up. Like, honestly. And it's a journey. It's not going to be a tomorrow thing. It's a journey. So if it's like, if you have an event to go to, but you know you ain't got peas like that, say no. If they say
first, man. Put your bank account first, bro.
If they say, the ticket's only £25, is it your £25? That's how you respond. Is it yours? If you're gonna pay for it, I'll go. If you don't want to pay, say no. Learn how to start saying no.
No,
Stop inconveniencing yourself.
There's actual power in no.
So I would say step number one, once you realise, okay, I'm ready to start making this change, I think step number one is to learn how to start saying no. That's the hardest word to say, but the word that can give you the most change.
No lich.
In the most simple situations, like the one I just gave you now. Start saying no. You know? When you start saying no, people will start understanding, that person does what they want. I can't just do what I want. If you're in a negative situation, and you don't like to maybe deal with things head on in the moment, that's fine. Take a breather and come back to that person in a day or two and be like, I don't like how you treated on me that day. And you go from there. If they're being two-faced to you and they're not getting it at all, you know where you stand. Make that decision. Because that's probably the first time you've had a confrontation with that person. Because you never have you? So there's a lot of things you can do to start molding your new path of being more assertive and loving yourself. Because you will know, as you said, if you love me, situations won't get to where they were unless you knew if you love yourself.
You have to love yourself and embrace the process.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know it might be hard.
It's going to be awkward. You might even lose friends.
And that's another thing. Because I'm very visual. So sometimes I have to write things down or just draw it out. But just sit down and actually look at what's actually happened. I know it's going to be hard, but just deep everything that's happened. There's going to be some common denominators. You might see it's actually... Every time I feel that pain, it's because I'm with that person.
Yep.
Grab doses, bro.
And snip.
Because I'm not going to lie to you. There's no way you're not going to be able to come out if that one person is still there.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you might not be friends with them again, but as of right now, my healing journey, you cannot be present. Do you get it? So be prepared to grab those scissors because...
Got to cut them off. There's so many things you can do to help start your... What type of journey would we call this? Healing journey. Whatever it means to you. But right now...
Restoration. I'm restored back.
Exactly.
Restored.
Exactly. There's so many things you can do.
Yeah.
And I hope there's something that you've gathered from here. Even if it's relatability. Like, oh my God. We have the same red blood. So... there's nothing different from you and me.
No,
just know that we're all facing these things day to day. And I feel very happy that I've been brave enough to say how I really feel on this pod.
At this point, I would interview her, you would have guessed. Show.
But, you know.
We're really learning about Chloe today.
We're learning a lot. Like, this podcast, I'm always down for the banter. You guys know I'm always down for a laugh, you know. But I definitely wanted an essence of realism in it. And that's why every episode is something that's relatable to myself, and I want to hear how you've experienced it and how you've dealt with it, and you've explained it beautifully. So thank you for sharing that, Erica.
You're welcome.
I think you listen to me trauma dump. But I'm gonna have to conclude, my love. I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for just carving some time in my schedule.
You're welcome.
Thank you for my flowers, guys. So pretty.
As you should.
Thank you for loving me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for this blessing, this
Thank
space.
Thank you for bringing me.
And this episode, oh my God, I'm so excited for you guys to see. Oh my God. But yeah.
I'm so excited.
Honestly. Do you want to let the people know where they can find you?
Let's Be Real with Erica.
Love that.
All platforms. Tune in. And yeah. And tune into Rose Canal.
Of course. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Erica, once again for coming.
Inviting me.
Love y'all, and we'll see you later. Bye.